I'll try to quickly explain what I want to do with the Pulsar design. Originally, I just wanted to copy the Superlight, but now I want to keep the dimensions of the Pulsar mouse as original. So I had to come up with a new design, which is this. And I want to make it modular, so you can attach the back cover and have a full-size mouse, which will look like this. And now what's left is I'll need to take the internals of the Pulsar and 3D scan them, make a new model, print them, and put it all back together. While I start to demolish this perfectly fine piece of tech, I'll quickly let you know what I think about this mouse. I like the shape, and that's why I've decided to keep the original shape, but I'm still not sold on the idea of optical switches, since there are not many aftermarket switches to choose and you're pretty much stuck with the stock ones, and I don't really like the stock switches. I've also bought the 4K dongle, and as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't make a noticeable difference, at least while using 144Hz monitor. But on the bright side, you always have a USB cable next to your mousepad if you need to charge it. And I've also heard some people had quality control issues with Pulsar mouse. Mine came just fine. However, one of my friends decided to return his mouse, saying that the two main clicks felt different from each other. But overall, I think it worth its price of $88. At least that's how much I paid for it here in Korea. Now, since I've got the internals out, I'm weighing them in, and we're already at 22 grams. A lot heavier than I was expecting. And here's my pathetic attempt of removing some weight, which ended up removing a whopping 0.6 grams. And with this information acquired, we can start making a digital copy of this PCB. And scanning is an easy process. The idea is we need a lot of pictures of the PCB from different angles. So I'm using this turntable to make the job easier, which allows me to rotate the PCB slightly and take a picture without moving the camera, like this. And when I do full circle, I can reposition the PCB and repeat the whole process again. And after taking a few hundred pictures of PCB and moving them to my computer, I can import them into a 3D scanning software and tell it to do its magic. After some calculations, here's the final 3D model of the PCB, which is ready to be used to create the new shell, and I am almost ready to spend a few millions of hours to make it. I don't know, doesn't seem that long. Just like that, after some modeling, this is the shell that is ready to be printed. All I need to do is save it to a USB stick and leave it printing before I go to work. Finally, I came home to find out that the printer stopped just before finishing the print. If anybody knows why I keep getting this issue, I would be happy to read about it. So far, I've tried using different slicing software and using different USB sticks, but I still get this message regularly. But I still decided to work with what I have and at least check if I've got the dimensions right, and maybe find some more shortcomings of this design. Since I use a resin printer and liquid resin is toxic, prints must be cleaned with IPA and then cured with UV light to make sure that there's no liquid resin left on them. for which I am using this wash and cure station, which resembles a microwave and sounds like one. Just an additional reminder, please do not use IPA that has been used as much as mine. I was out of clean alcohol and had to use whatever I had, and did a second round of cleaning with some clean IPA I've had with me. After making sure that all of the uncured resin is removed from the print, we can go back to wash and cure station and start curing the print with UV lights. Just switch it to microwave mode and cure everything for a few minutes to give it more rigidity, and we can start assembling the mouse. Let's see if we got the dimensions right. First try, baby! I got it right. And on that happy note, I just need to additionally circumcise the side switches just to make them fit this shell, because it was not designed for fingertip mouse. And here is what we've got so far. Design is pretty much complete. I just need to adjust the alignment slightly to get better clicks and hope that the printer will be in a good mood and won't stop halfway through the process next time. Which did not work as planned, and after several attempts and tweaks, I've decided to swap out the resin to this Shrek green color. Since I'm planning to get this shell printed on multi-jet fusion printer, color is not that important. And multi-jet fusion printer uses nylon plastic, which is less dense than resin, which will allow us to lose more weight. And while I clean up the print, I just wanted to say thank you. I was living my life doing my hobby when I have extra time, and decided to share it on the internet since I've somewhat documented the process. And I've met so many people who share the same interest as me. Like, people sent me their results of the Superlight mod, gave feedback on the design, some of the people modified it to fit other PCBs. It was great, so thank you, I appreciate it. And here is our first fully functioning prototype that I am happy with. I'll put an order to get it printed in a multi-jet fusion printer and update you when I get it delivered. Here it is. As you can see, I've ordered two sets of prints, one colored black and one that is standard MJF nylon, which cost me $72 overall. And after assembling everything, there were some pre-travel on main clicks. Just the different printing methods can give you slightly different results, and I'm going to modify it to get everything dialed in. But for now, just a few layers of sticky tape under the main buttons will do the trick, and I can start using it daily to make sure that there are no other issues. Here's how MJF print looks. It has a slightly grainy texture to it, which feels like a mouse with a grip tape on. And I am using it with smaller battery without side switches to lose additional weight, but it can be installed without any issues. And here's how much it weighs. Well, that's about it. And while I enjoyed sharing my Superlight design with the community, there were some people trying to make profit out of it. Which is fair, yeah, but it feels a bit underwhelming seeing people try to make money out of your work. So for now, if you want to have this mouse, I'm planning to get them printed myself, add a few dollars to the cost of it and sell it on the store I made. I'll link it in the description. Yeah, so I don't know, is this fair? Let me know what you think. For my next project I want to go full on tryhard mode and make a mouse that is less than 26 grams that doesn't look like a square. Currently I'm looking at the Ninjutsu Sora V2 as a donor. But that's all I've got for you for today. And yeah, before you comment asking why is it so small, it's an average size, okay? Okay, bye, cheers!